Welcome back to GearCheckGames. This is episode 7 of our Metal Gear Solid The Twin Snakes playthrough. Last episode, we met our boy Otacon. We met a psychopathic robot.
Oh no.
And this time, we must murder an Italian plumber.
I don't think that's how that works, Mario. Typically, when people are shot in the face, they do not get an extra life. Quite the opposite, in fact, but...
I mean, it depends on what your beliefs regarding the afterlife are.
I suppose. I don't know that actually showed the GameCube menu. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if Snake should just play Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes.
I wonder Otacon ever got anything done down here.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Snake hates video games.
Snake have static hands.
Yeah, there's no time for games.
Yeah, that's how you use... Hey, is that right?
No, that's Zone of the Enders, I think.
You know, that game that everybody bought for the Metal Gear Solid 2 demo that was on it.
Yeah.
You know, we haven't talked about it yet, but I had a friend who actually really dug that game in high school. And I would go over to his house and he was playing it, and I was like, this is like... It's like... what do you call it? Like screen white noise, where just so much is going on at once. Not screen garbage, but like overload.
Ikaruga?
Yes.
I remember really liking a song from that series because it was in Peace Walker.
Oh yeah, I think I had that one on the Walkman or whatever they call it in that game.
Oh yeah, we got to go back into the gaseous zone.
What a gas!
It's my favorite Sonic level.
Yeah.
This is the oft forgotten gaseous snake.
Yeah, how come they never mention him? How did they get to Solidus Snake before Gaseous?
Hey, I feel like they went forward, not backwards, with their states of being.
I feel like Gaseous Snake is like the video game equivalent of like the Game Sphere. It's just too good to be true.
I feel like Kojima just kind of named Solid Snake, and then he's like, alright, well, what about who's going to be his rival? Liquid Snake. Genius. And then he...
and everyone applauded.
Then he made the third game, or the second game, or the second game in the Solid series, and he's like, alright, I want to add a third snake. Gaseous Snake. No, that sounds stupid.
Mr. Kojima, what are you thinking?
He's like Solid Snake, but more. So he's solid dish.
Solid-ish.
Well, I think solidus is an actual word, but I think solidus is an actual word, if I remember correctly. But it has nothing to do with solids or liquids or states of matter.
Meryl ran right through me while I was busy trying to shoot the other guard. Like, Meryl, what the fuck?
Hey man, she's a woman with a mission. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Interesting music on this floor.
Yeah, I'm sure nothing will come of it. Why are you putting them all to sleep?
Did I just...
I mean, I'm always in favor of putting people to sleep, but like... Okay, guards in Metal Gear games, that is.
Did I hear the rumble of thunder, like, in the song?
I think you did.
So I'm like, isn't this, like, underground?
In Alaska?
That's what I want you to believe. Yeah.
Thunder snow, baby.
Don't worry, it's just the island falling into the ocean.
Thunder, snow, and lightning.
It's such
Danger,
a bad...
snow is rising.
Oh boy, so yeah, we're coming...
Elevators rising. Alright, I'm done.
Thank you. So we're coming up to one of the more memorable boss encounters of the game. In fact, even if you haven't played Metal Gear Solid, you've probably at least heard of this guy. And we've seen him once already, but...
It's the Meryl fight.
Yeah.
I mean, for a portion, yes.
Well, no, the Meryl fight is in the next episode when you're going through the cave with the wolves. She's just like, will you hurry up?
I tried to hit her. I didn't know who she was. I was like, is this how this works?
So first time I played this, I wasn't know what I was supposed to do, so I just randomly punched someone, and it would be Meryl, and I was like, oh, there she is.
Snake, you can't do that. You'll create a time paradox.
Oh yeah, this is a really long, like needlessly long cutscene. Where's
in a Metal Gear? Get out of here.
Yeah, except like the only thing it does is kind of like endear you to like Snake and Meryl's like I guess like friendship. I guess
They're dynamic.
Yeah.
What a romantic place for it too.
Yeah, I like how the place that the secret meeting place that only Meryl could go is the women's bathroom. Because as it so happens, there's only 2 girls on this entire island, because almost everyone else is just like a clone of some dude.
Yeah, I love it if all Liquid's men, like, they know Snake and Meryl are in here, like, talking, but they just, like, we can't go in there. That's the ladies' room. It's against the rules.
Even evil guys have their principles.
Uh-huh.
Well, I think I remember a codec line in MGS2 where someone reprimands Raiden for going into the women's restroom.
Yeah, probably Rose.
I'm pretty sure.
I would think.
Yeah.
And I think there was like a bomb in there.
It's part of the mission, Rose.
Oh yeah, I feel like Meryl is like, hey, yeah, I've been hypnotized, guys. I don't like guys. I wonder if that's just her being like, Snake, please. This is not the time to hit on me. She couldn't just tell him outright.
Also, I'm sure the truth will come out sooner or later.
I like to think that this is the only girls' restroom on the entire island. So like Meryl's in there, and then like Sniper Wolf's like, all right, I gotta, and it's like occupied, and she's like, okay, Meryl, hurry up.
Well, there's multiple stalls.
I like the idea that Meryl's just in this war zone, and then she just has this like stamp tattoo on her arm from like a child's birthday party. And Snake's like, what is that? She's just like, no big deal. It's just a paint-on tattoo. No biggie.
Hey, at least in the Twin Snakes, you can actually tell what it is.
True.
Yeah, it's just like a blurry texture in the original, isn't it?
Yeah.
Honestly, I kind of like the original. I think I might prefer the original Foxhound logo from Metal Gear 1 and 2 over the Metal Gear Solid Series 1.
Well, the newer one is just like, it's just a fox holding a knife, isn't it? Like a realistic fox.
It's not realistic. It's more like a graphic design.
I think you're thinking of the fox symbol from MGS3, like the one that was Snake's like brawl insignia. It's the one with like the really it like used to be the Kojima Productions logo.
No, I know what you're talking about. It's just like the head of a fox holding a knife.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that one is kind of lame.
I think it's like still kind of like graphic looking.
So we are in agreement. Cool.
Yeah. Although I still think all the emblems look like good and cool in their own right. But
oh yeah. On that note, so Trey didn't showcase this, but there's a quote unquote wonderful little Kojima touch in this scene. If you make it to the bathroom fast enough, this cutscene will take place with a pantsless Meryl. So if you fancy that, hurry to the bathroom.
We should have done that, and then we would have got like 1 million views on this episode.
Well, I imagine it wasn't all that much fan service in the original.
Well, I mean, insofar as a
like
32-bit PS1 game can be.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I don't find the character models in Twin Snakes to be super appealing.
Meryl, do you have at least 2 other boobs to pull these keycards out of? There's supposed to be 3 keycards.
You said you had more hiding places than men. Did you lie?
Where are they?
Where are they?
What are you talking about? I have that hiding place too. Then he rips off his shirt and he's just got like super like buff swollen pecs, and he's just got like a key card lodged between him.
Yeah, key cards for my key
He's
cards.
been holding it there the whole time by sheer force of will.
He's been flexing his pecs this whole mission. His pack of smokes is like wedged between them. That's how I snuck him in.
Everyone thought I ate him. That's gross.
Easy, convenient storage.
Got it.
Yeah, this game doesn't have like bad character models by any stretch, but like I still think even like MGS2 the models have aged better than this.
I don't use makeup the way
Is that just me?
What? Well, MGS2 had a little bit more hardware backing it up too, so
Not
could have
really.
A
I
little bit
think the
more...
GameCube was technically a more powerful console than the PS2.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, the Achilles heel of the GameCube, as we'll see once we get a couple more episodes into this game, was the lack of storage space on the chosen format.
You wanted to follow in your father's footsteps.
But in terms of like the actual raw power of the console, I think the GameCube is better than the PS2.
I could understand him better.
The GameCube's like a shotgun. The PS2's like a hunting rifle. And the Xbox is like a bazooka.
Well, maybe Snake would understand that analogy, but not me.
Afraid of looking at myself. Afraid of having to make my own decisions in life.
That reminds me, while Meryl regales us
It's time I took a
with her backstory, which is very interesting.
You know we
She
have like
wants to-
10 hours to resolve this crisis.
Yeah. Clock's ticking, Meryl. Have y'all ever shot some military grade weapons before?
I never have.
If you count a BB gun as a military grade weapon, then yes.
That's a military first grade weapon, Dan.
I've shot one of those little tiny like plastic rubber band guns.
Come to think
I
of
definitely think those have the stopping power of a military grade weapon. At least that's how it feels when you get shot by one.
Right?
it, Dan knows better than anyone that war is hell.
I do.
Unfortunately, it's out of
Is that like
I was always scared to shoot it because it was so like the rubber band was so precariously like
It's a 50
put on it.
Action Express.
I was always afraid of a misfire.
SOCOM pistol too.
Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever in my life actually handled a gun.
So I got a leftover.
Oh wow.
Isn't that gun a little big for
My
Damn.
Ooh.
Snake!
Now you treat me like a woman?
Come on. Use my 45.
45s are way cooler.
Snake, you're clearly just trying to trade up for a better one.
Listen, use my 45. They
He's-
gave me a girly gun because I have tiny little hands.
He's not as smooth as his dad because his dad was so smooth that a girl just gave him a better gun.
Yeah.
Door to the commander's room.
And this one, Snake's begging for a new gun and she won't do it.
Yeah, I guess Kojima was right. Naked Snake is better.
It was insane.
So the only like
It looks like he must
military grade weapon I've ever shot is a AK-47.
Okay, let's go.
They're kind of big and gangly, but my god, is it fun to shoot them.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you get like 5 rounds in there and you're like, holy shit, the kickback. Oh my god, this is amazing.
I'm in here too.
What happened to the
I'll keep it.
What do you mean, Snake?
Is
Don't
he
tell me
commenting
this has
on
been
the...
playing.
Is Snake commenting on the background music of the game?
Yeah, don't tell me this music's been playing on the like PA system for this floor the whole time.
Well, because canonically, Mantis has, this music that he uses to, like, control people. But, like, I don't know. The way Snake phrased that just makes it sound like he's aware of the fact that the game has background music. It's like, the music changed.
I mean, we are about to enter one of the most meta sections of this game anyway, so it makes sense why that would happen here.
Yeah, barring all of the, like, the characters talking about the controller buttons and, like, the game mechanics. Like, this is the first time where the game really starts to, well, to put it lightly, lean on the fourth wall.
Snake.
Oh
What are
boy,
these
Trey, does this mean
cameras?
we're going to get to see your GameCube controller vibrating around on the floor?
Funny you should say that. I tried to
Tylenol.
put it on my table and record it, but my cell phone wouldn't record sound, so it was just like it moving, and I was like, nah, the sound makes it.
Uh-huh.
So, unfortunately, we will not get to see my GameCube controller vibrate off my table.
Damn.
Imagine it in your mind.
Do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself
Just
around.
walking around like I walk around in TF2. Just throw some random crouches in there.
A primitive,
Zigzag so you don't get sniped.
a primitive
Do you play-
Fortnite dance circa 2004.
Do you play Lanky Kong in Team Fortress 2?
Commander is waiting.
I didn't know he was. I don't think you've been playing Team Fortress 2. Trey.
Dude, Lanky Kong is MVP. Most
The
valuable
only ti-
primate.
The only time I ever
Oh
played
my
TF2
God, I
was with
forgot
you
about that
guys,
movie.
and I didn't have, like, anything installed, so, like, all the texture packs just looked like purple backgrounds.
Are you sure that wasn't Gmod?
It probably.
Because you
Was
don't
there-
have to install like extra stuff for TF2.
I'm sorry, Ethan, what did you say? I spoke over
I
you.
said I forgot about most valuable primate. I didn't think we'd go into this episode talking about MVP, most valuable primate.
Oh yeah, that's a movie, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Forgot about
it's
that.
about a skateboarding chimp or something,
Damn.
right?
For once, I thought I had an original joke. It was nice while it lasted.
I think it was about a chimp that played hockey.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I'm with you, Meryl. I want to touch those abs.
Is this a YouTube-friendly video?
Yeah.
I'll let you decide.
There's no tongue insertion, so we're fine.
Has anybody ever seen Matthew Matosis's review of MGS1?
No.
Where he's like, yeah, the scene where like the mind-controlled Meryl tries to like seduce Snake is really weird and awkward. She should have said this instead, and then it's just like a 30-second bleep sound. That would have been much more believable and sexy.
Hurry. Please. Make love to
Meryl, 10 hours.
Don't have time for this.
I still gotta fight my brother shirtless on top of a
I
Metal
should
Gear.
have known.
Meryl, I hate to break it to you, but I don't actually like you. I just wanted your pistol.
And now she has both pistols. It's like the got your nose joke. It's like,
Now she has both pistols. This is truly the worst possible outcome.
Got your 45, Snake.
It just occurred to me, is this like the Metal Gear equivalent of like Bugs Bunny dressing up as a girl?
Oh my god. Mantis just pulled the "Are you gay?"
His Solid Snake is gay.
Meryl's not herself. Don't use your weapon.
It's Psycho Man.
Oh yeah, I almost die here
Well,
because I'm not
according
fast.
to your playthrough, you know, he chooses Otacon over Meryl.
Try to knock her out.
Ow.
Yeah, the true choice.
Yeah,
Bros before
Claymores.
I've actually never gotten the Otacon ending of this game, but like, sorry to massively spoil that like far in advance, but like, I've heard a lot of people say that they prefer that ending to the quote unquote canon one. And I almost feel like it dovetails a little better into MGS2 because that game starts out with Snake and Otacon like doing their thing.
I wonder if that's why in MGS4 she goes for Johnny. I wonder if, like, in that canon, like, he
Snake
rescues
left me to
her.
die. That son of a gun.
Fuck him.
I died because of you, Snake. I no longer am into you.
Jeez.
I will show you why I am the most
Wait, does he have the other cloaking device?
psychokinesis and telepathy.
All right, I'm just
Maybe
gonna
he
sit
had
down.
one. Well, no, I think the other one.
There's no need for words.
No, didn't the other one? The other ones were taken by like Liquid's soldiers, weren't they?
Oh yeah.
I did my classic glance at something and then mix up the words a little bit, and I read his title as Doug Mantis.
Yeah, I went through a couple of name changes for this new version. Also, hi
You ever-
Hideo Kojima on the
You ever
portrait.
You ever try a Metal Gear burger, Snake?
Oh boy, here we get to see what kind of games Trey enjoys.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, he's calling you out.
You are skillful.
Trey, you should have put in a clip of you like falling into the hole 100 times. You are
Trapped,
very
right.
skillful at eluding traps.
I see that you enjoy ninja.
Wait, what?
I sure do, Mantis.
Ha, loser.
You like adventure games?
So yeah, whereas
Might
on the
make, like,
PS1
a
he
car
comments on
steering
your
wheel.
like well yeah, what's not to
man.
like? Yeah, on the PS1 he comments on like Symphony of the Night, but here he comments on like Zelda and like Mario Sunshine.
Played Super Smash Brothers Melee.
I unfortunately do not have Mario Sunshine. I wonder how long.
You have not saved very
Yeah,
often.
because I'm a bro.
You are somewhat reckless.
Are we really that reckless?
Come to think of it, I think the 4 games he'll mention here are Wind Waker, Mario Sunshine, Melee, and Eternal Darkness for obvious reasons.
I will show you
That's the whole GameCube library right there.
Yes.
put your controller.
Kiss my
Yeah,
ass.
for
I
the-
ain't doing shit.
For those who haven't played, and we kind of talked about this earlier, but the gimmick here. You know what to do, kid. Is that you put your controller on the floor and Mantis, he uses his psychokinesis to vibrate your controller around. Or the rumbling of the controller causes it to like move around. Which on the PS1 is something else, because that controller really knows how to rumble.
This is truly an interactive next-gen experience.
In 1998 it was, so I'm told.
Is that Bill Trennan up there? I think it is.
I don't think... I would guess it's one of the Silicon Knights guys.
Yeah, I think they put pictures of the Silicon Knights team in here.
Yeah. And Kojima.
And Kojima.
Demonstration is over.
That's Kojima after all of his fans finished MGS2 for the first time. It's like, got him.
Oh yeah, I forget he's also like a pyrotechnic. And I totally forgot about that before I started playing this again.
Did he do this in MGS1? I can't remember.
I think.
I don't
I don't remember him doing this. Oh, then again, I think I kind of remember the this office being burnt. Oh my god, that dude's face.
Woo! Didn't make it out so good. Oh, he's fine.
It was an illusion.
Now, in general, I feel like the PS1 version has a more memorable soundtrack, but I do kind of like how they remixed like various versions
Hey,
of
what
Mantis' theme for this boss fight.
Well, fight's over.
That's right, jeez. Why'd you leave in a horrible mistake like that?
Jeez, look at you.
That's the problem of recording on a CRT. Sometimes it just goes out.
Yeah, that authentic GameCube footage. So,
Yeah.
was that you changing the controller port there, or are you waiting to be told to do so?
I think I did, and then I think you have to wait for Campbell to tell you in a codec call to change it. Because I tried to change it immediately, and it didn't work.
Yeah, so the gimmick here is that your shots won't connect with Mantis unless you remove your controller from the first port and plug it into the second one. At least in the original Metal Gear Solid, but in Twin Snakes, over the course of the fight, the controller port that's responsive will like periodically change.
Yeah.
I don't remember whether it goes between all 4 of them or if there's some way to know like which one it is, but
He's a master at controlling people.
I don't know. It's been a while since I
on
played
the-
Twin Snakes.
On my test playthrough, I just switched it to port 2 and it worked. But on this one, I think it's port 4.
Snake.
Snake, what are you doing?
Don't give up.
So inside baseball, there was supposed to be an episode cut there, but I wanted to give you guys the bigger, longer, uncut version. So this is a double-length episode, baby.
Mega Mantis.
We can always count on Trey for
Make a
long
Mantis.
episodes.
I'd say this, the controller port thing aside, this is one of the more enjoyable fights of MGS1. I feel like it's not too terribly, like, awkward. Like, there's just enough, like, projectiles and stuff to avoid to make it, you know, like, feel challenging, but not enough to where you, like, hit a wall like I sometimes do with Gray Fox. I don't know, what do you guys think of Mantis?
It's an interesting boss fight.
I don't like all the furniture because I never remember which furniture is movable and what the patterns are.
You gotta call Meryl.
And like he'll it'd be funny if she actually picked up.
What is it, Snake? Jeez. No, it just gives you Mantis.
Psych.
Snake, I'm right over here. Just talk to me like a normal person.
Like, I like this fight the first couple times, but it can be
Wait a minute.
There's her introduction.
Did we already see this?
I don't think so.
I think we did.
No, we did see this. I think he must have died afterwards.
Oh, oops.
Well, we get to
we're
meet
gonna
the
hear it
time.
again.
It's just another one of Psycho Mantis' diabolical traps.
Oh dear. Yeah, it just starts like playing Codec calls you already heard.
You should have made it
The
where it
true
glitched
power
out
of
and
Psycho
started
Mantis.
It glitched out and you should have made it start the Wind Waker playthrough.
I will say, as far as like the studio they got for this remake, they couldn't have picked a better one than Silicon Knights, because, you know, obviously they made Eternal Darkness, and that game's whole like MO is weirding you out with weird like psychological tricks and whatnot. Like making it look like your save file is erased when you boot up the game. Well, thanks
That
for
is
the help,
frightening.
Otacon.
Hey man, he's a scientist. He doesn't know how to fight
Snake,
people
are there any
with, like,
lockers
psychic
in there?
powers.
If so, get inside.
Attack
Snake,
him
it's
with a
okay.
bottle of piss.
Snake, if you piece your pants, it's okay.
If you get
judge
cold,
you.
you know what to do.
I think I'm just like at a loss here. Well, yeah, throws the books at you too.
Learn how to read.
God.
Ow.
Unless it's a manual about guns.
I think the one issue, though, I have with this boss fight, which is more of a problem in the PS1 version because you don't have the handy-dandy first-person aiming, but I think this boss would have been better if the camera was zoomed out enough to where you could see the whole room at once.
Yeah.
In fact,
Yeah,
that's
because you-
something I'll kind of levy against a lot of old Metal Gear bosses, where I feel like a lot of the challenge comes from the fact that you, like, when the boss isn't on screen, you don't know exactly where they are, and so it can be harder for them to, like, telegraph their attacks clearly.
Yeah, he's gonna shoot like lightning balls at me, and I just have to like kind of just keep moving to avoid him.
Right.
Also, I'm no longer going for lethal.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you miss like Mantis here, you're sparing his life.
Yeah. Mantis didn't deserve to be born with psychic powers. Like he will tell us like his issues once we defeat him, and he's one of the most like in-depth, like sad villains in the Metal Gear series.
Right. A lot of the villains in this game kind of get that little, like, pre- or post-boss fight spiel where they kind of, like, tell you their life story, like, don't forget about me. Like, I lived for a reason, damn it, and you're gonna listen to why.
I feel like all of the Foxhound gang here kind of, to me, I feel like they got in over their heads. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's why I find them relatable, but they're kind of in a position where they're like, well, I'd rather die here than rot in prison for another 20, 30 years.
Yeah. Liquid's like their awkward friend that they're like, they know he's crazy and wrong, but like they don't want to challenge him.
Yeah. Have you seen the kind of flips he can do? He could drive a chopper.
I guess Mantis could like make him explode or something.
Yeah. I want to know where, like, don't they still, like, I know this is a big retcon, but, like, don't they still have Skelanthropus lying around? Like, couldn't they just use that?
I don't know.
Whatever the Metal Gear in MGS5 is called.
Well, in 1998 they didn't, but if you want to take the games in chronological order, the series, to my knowledge, never explicitly states what happens to Sahelanthropus after Phantom Pain.
Is that
I think
its
much
name?
like most of the plot points in the Phantom Pain, Sahelanthropus just kind of disappeared into the void.
Into the ether. Into the darkness of Shadow Moses. That would be funny, though, if they were just like, boss, we've already got this thing at home, but better. I don't care!
Liquid's that kid in the back seat. He's like, I want Metal Gear. on their way to
We already have Metal Gear at home.
We have Metal Gear at home. But I want two. He's like that. He's like Baruch Assault.
Last year there were two Metal
camera.
Gears.
I didn't know the camera did that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Little
It like tilts.
Yeah.
rotation, yeah. What is this, Battlefield Earth?
Ha!
Oh God.
So
Who's
fun
the
fact about this boss battle that I think you guys already know, but maybe people in the audience don't. We already mentioned that Psycho Mantis won't let you. Oh, and this is much easier since you've got a dealing with her is much easier with the trank gun.
I forget, what do you do in the PS1 version?
I think you have to CQC her.
Okay.
You gotta punch her.
Well, no, in MGS1, he didn't know the basics of CQC, so he just had to, like, slap her a few times.
Anyway, so we mentioned that in this fight, Psycho Mantis will kind of like control your mind a little bit and make it so that you can't aim at him unless you change your controller slot to a different slot. But you can also, there's those two busts in the room, the statues of the guys' heads, and they're either blindfolded or they have like tape over their face in some other way. And if you shoot the tape off, then he can't mind control you either.
Oh, really?
That's cool.
Yeah.
I had no idea. That's the first I've ever heard of that.
So, another secret about this fight, and I think it's
T-pose
only in
to
this
assert
version
dominance.
of the game. I watched a speed run, and that's why I'm doing it. Is if you shoot his knees, it does the same damage as if you shot him in the head.
Got sensitive knees.
Yeah. I think that's why he floats everywhere.
That reminds me of the boss fight. Okay, that
He
was
just hit his head on the corner of the desk. He's dead.
that was a little janky considering this game's usual like cinematic quality. I was gonna say that kind of reminds me of the boss fight with Vamp in MGS2, where for like the last like quarter of the fight, he's moving. You know, for a filthy casual like myself, he's moving too fast for you to land a headshot on him with anything other than like an automatic gun. So once he starts like his final phase, I usually aim for like his groin area. Just because like it's easy, it's a bigger target and it seems to do about as much damage. So if you're ever having trouble with Vamp in MGS2 next time you play,
I get the vibe from
you know where to
Snake.
aim.
I get the vibe from Snake in these conversations that he's like, he likes Meryl, but he's being really tsundere about it.
Yeah.
But he's also really like socially inept. So his idea of being tsundere is like, if I act like I'm a misogynist, there's no way they'll think I like her.
Yeah, good old Tsundere Snake here.
And she's over here like, maybe I can fix him.
Tsundere.
He's like, Meryl just wakes up, she's like, Snake, I'm over here. It's not, man, I like this gas mask.
I wish Snake would look at me like he looks at Mantis.
Psycho Mantis has the Hitman barcode, but like they were stamping it on his head, and he turned his head at the last second, so they hit him on the side of the head.
Come to think of it, there's a lot of Metal Gear characters with like a barcode as part of their character design.
I think it's usually a thing that's on cyborgs in the Metal Gear universe.
Makes sense. Kind of like
sad-
branding them as like a product of somebody.
Yeah, or just like branding or branding their parts or whatever.
Oh yeah, Raiden has barcodes in MGS4, doesn't he? And possibly
Yeah.
also 2.
Oh, gross.
Come on,
Gross,
Meryl.
he's bald.
God, there's just all kinds of judgmental shit going on here. Can't handle this.
In MGS5, isn't he like a redhead?
Yeah.
So it's just like, not only was I born psychic, I was also born with a weird face.
He was Ronald McMantis.
To make me sick.
Why was Psycho Mantis in MGS5 again?
so they could drive the robot.
So they
No
could-
other reason.
So that Psycho Mantis could be in MGS5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as far as like the villains of this game go, I feel like the rogues gallery of MGS1 is like one of the best things about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because like you get to the later games, and I feel like the villains, not like the main villains, but like the villain underling like bosses that you fight, like they only get worse as time goes on. But
Into this world.
I don't know, maybe it's just because MGS1 set such a high standard by giving like all of them a backstory and like a unique personality, and like the time for you to kind of get to know them before you move on with the game.
Yeah.
Whereas in something like MGS3 or 4, it's just kind of like they exist to have a boss fight and like not much else.
My mother died in childbirth. And he despised it.
MGS2
Speaking of
wasn't
life
so.
Story.
What's that?
Speaking of life stories,
Uh huh.
he's still talking.
Yeah, he just keeps going.
That's when my future disappeared.
Looking at his face and
Wait.
kind of getting some Voldemort vibes.
Well,
Yeah, it's the nose
Yeah.
and the baldness.
Wait, does he have a squishy nose, like a no nose?
What if this is how the Harry Potter saga
skeleton
ended?
nose.
Just with Voldemort on the ground, like
Oh whoa.
passionately telling Harry about his life. But you know all this, don't you?
Why are his lips all stitched up? What happened to
Because
you?
he's a spooky man.
He's like the scarecrow of this game. So does that make
Is he looking for a brain?
yes. Does that make Grey what's his name? Grey Wolf?
Gray Fox?
Grey Fox, that one. Why did I think his name was
Gray Wolf? Meryl's tattoo?
yes, Grey Fox, and that makes him the Tin Man.
I just
And-
wanted to kill as many people as I could. You monster. Hold on, Meryl. Let's not pass judgment until the man's finished speaking.
I'm sure he had his reasons.
We're all soldiers here, old Meryl. Jesus.
Come on, Meryl. I'm sure you're no saint yourself.
We watched her kill like 20 dudes in the prison.
Large place. And getting bigger.
Out of context Metal Gear.
I do not know if
We may have to put that on Twitter later.
I don't think it's in good form to make an out of context Twitter account for your own channel.
request.
Ideas.
I like the kind of meta joke that the psychic says, I don't know if your futures lie together. Because it hasn't been decided yet.
Oh yeah.
They're making it up as they go along.
Don't worry, I'm sure the ghost of Psycho Mantis will know that when he comes back in MGS4.
Oh yeah. He's like the sorrow.
For one of the dumbest moments in the series. And
Is that
MGS4
when
has some pretty hype moments, but like it's kind of a two-sided coin.
Hey, I liked the Psycho Mantis bit.
Doesn't he, like, isn't he being channeled through one of the Beauty and the Beasts?
He's controlling all of them.
All of them?
I think he
thought it was
is.
just I thought it was just a Screaming Mantis.
Yeah.
And then Screaming Mantis was kind of like the leader of the group.
But we didn't get to know her well.
She's finally back.
To scream and snake.
To have kind of a weird boss fight.
To send you to hell.
See, he even kind of gets redeemed. See, this is why I hate the thing in MGS4, because it's like... Part of the appeal of the scene with Psycho Mantis is that he kind of, like... he helps you progress, and he's kind of like, wow, that felt kind of nice, and that's like the last thing he ever does in life. And then in MGS4, he's like, psych, I'm up to my old tricks.
But like,
well, I don't know if that his appearance in MGS4 is even actually him, or if it's just Screaming Mantis like channeling him or whatever.
I don't know.
she brought his spirit back from the underworld. He's not mad at Snake. He's just mad that he has to be there.
He walks like Mantis. He talks like Mantis. I don't know. Try your own conclusions, I guess.
There's where you've been tricked. Mantis doesn't walk.
Threats just make a person weaker.
He's got me there.
You're right.
You're not the real Mantis.
I won't do it again.
God, this...
Snake, can I ask you something?
I was just thinking about, like, what happens after this, and it's like, oh, another long cutscene after we go through, like, 2 rooms.
I was just wondering.
Yeah.
I feel like if there's one thing they could have improved on with the Twin Snakes that would have made the game, like, substantially better, and possibly even, like, the definitive version, if they had, like,
What's your name?
increased the amount of, like, rooms and gameplay in between the cutscenes.
Nothing on the battlefield.
Like, that, you know, that also runs the risk of, like, what if the new puzzles and, like, environments aren't as good as the old ones, but, like...
Old enough.
Especially once you get into the second half of this game, it's like... And we're almost there in terms of, like, the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Once you get into the second half of this game, it's like cutscene, 5 minutes of gameplay, another cutscene, another 5 minutes of, you know, it's just like the longest uninterrupted sections of gameplay in this are when you have to like go back through a bunch of rooms you've already been to like grab something with a new key card you didn't have before.
Yeah, and pretty soon we won't even be able to do that. Because that's literally locked away on a different disc.
Yeah.
And there's like a point of no return in this game.
Well, I think you can go back if you put the disc in, can't you? Provided you
Well,
haven't
I
crossed like a point of no return.
I think once you blow up the... Well, spoilers for later. I think once one of the towers blows up, you can't go back.
Well, right, that's what I meant to say, but like prior to that point, you just have to pop in the old disc and you can go back.
Alright,
yeah.
Bozo, back to slot 1.
Yeah! The game's yelling at me after it made me do all that switching around.
It's like if they programmed it to work in any port, why can't you just play the whole game like that?
Yeah.
Although I guess if they did that, you might run the risk of like Smash Bros. Menu syndrome, where like everybody has control all at once, and you could just like mess with people while they're playing.
Like a sibling or a roommate comes by and taps the A button, and you're like, no! Don't do that.
I guarantee there's one... there's one, like, degenerate out there that just by default wanted to put... If they did do that, there would be one degenerate out there that just, like, by default played on, like, not the first controller socket, and they get to the Psycho Mantis fight, and they just don't... They just never know that the whole switching controls thing was ever a thing.
They have to find out later, like in a video, or like a friend tells them about
Dan,
it.
I wish you wouldn't slander me in these videos, dude.
Well, our boy Mantis has been felled. He redeemed himself, kinda. And next time we gotta go spelunking. We gotta go into some caves.
All
so
right.
bring your helmet and your flashlight.